Welcome to TV20 Classic Sports. I'm your host, Christian Patterson. From all-star matchups to championship games, we've reached into the vault to bring back a part of Cleveland history. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of TV20 Classic Sports.
And welcome back to John Marshall Field. Adam Mendoza along with Tim Wells. Tim, what a great midget championship game. Now we got the big boys playing. That's in the bantamweights.
Well, when you're looking for excitement, and you know, we've watched that toughness of the midgets, the bantamweight, they're going to come out here. And one of the things that's going to be really interesting when you watch this ball game, Adam, is you're going to talk about physical play and aggressive style of play. Both teams come in here on a roll, ranked on offense and defense, 1 and 2 in the league. But I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be really the defenses that are going to make a big stand here. I don't know if the Glenville A's, who come in here with a great record, if they're going to be able to match up, because their division is not as strong as what the PAL 6 Red team went through.
Now the PAL 6 Red Dogs coming into this game, really both teams coming in, not giving up a point in the playoffs, but both teams have racked up a lot of points. And in this game, we're going to see a lot of quarterbacks and their abilities to throw. And when you look at the quarterbacks, Troy Smith and Anthony Tyus, these two young kids know how to throw the football.
Well, you've hit it right on the head. Anthony Tyus threw 13 touchdown passes during the regular season. Troy Smith, a lot talk about him being one of probably the most talented quarterback in Northeast Ohio at his age. And he threw 11 touchdown passes. Both of them have the ability to throw the football. The key is, which offensive line can give them the protection? You're going to see the Glenville A's score in a lot of ways. They have the ability to score on kickoff and punt return. But the key is, can the offensive lines perform? I believe it's really going to come down to this. Whichever offensive line can give their quarterback time to throw and handle the other defensive line will win the ball game.
And when you have two high-powered offenses going against two defenses that are very stingy, that could make for an interesting ball game in this Bantamweight Championship.
Well, with that said, Adam, let's go over to Nate Mumphrey for the player introduction. Nate?
Welcome back, everyone, to the second game of today's Muni Football Championships. This will feature our youngsters in the Bantamweight division. We have the American Conference champion Glenville A's versus the National Conference champion Cleveland PAL 6 Red Dogs. And now for the introductions. First, from the American Conference champion Glenville A's, number 2, Antonio Reed. Number 3, Troy Smith. Number 4, Tremaine Ziegler. Number 5, Antoine Watson. Number 6, Antonio Watson. Number 7, Carl Davis. Number 8, Dorje Bishop. Number 9, Alfred Crosby Jr. Number 20, Archie Johnson. Number 24, Adam Barnett. Number 51, the manager, Clayton Buggs. Number 56, Ladarian Williams. Number 58, Brian Carnegie Jr. Number 77, Silvestro Payne. Number 88, Timothy Whiting. Number 90, Marcel McGowan. Number 95, Daryl Adams. And number 99, Dwight Walker. The American Conference champions are coached by Mr. Clay Thompson. And now the National Conference champion, PAL 6 Red Dogs. Number 1, Deontay Coles. Number 2, Darnell Patterson. Number 3, Jamal West. Number 4, Marcus Moore Jr. Number 5, Jovan Goodson. Number 6, Brian Weary. Number 7, Denier Ingram Jordan. Number 8, Omar Taylor. Number 9, Dominic Allen. Number 10, Anthony Tyus. Number 12, Antoine Bird Jr. Number 13, Antonio Maltsby. Number 14, Michael Denson. Number 17, Samuel Pete. Number 19, Malcolm Powers. Number 20, Narvell Arnold. Number 21, Tito Moore. Number 22, Warren Lockhart III. Number 23, Rico McGlynn Jr. Number 24, Aaron Harmon. Number 25, Kevin Walker. Number 26, Lester Parker. Number 27, DeCarlo Steele. Number 29, Deshaun Collins. Number 30, Angelo Monday. Number 31, Patrick Foles. Number 32, Brandon Weary. Number 33, Darnell Martimus. Number 34, Kenyatta Talbot. And number 35, Robert Harris. Now, Pal 6 Red Dogs are coached by Joe Jenkins.
Okay, there you have it. The Bantamweight champions as they go through their traditional pregame handshake. And we'll have some outstanding officials for this game. We're going to be adding a 5th official, and you'll see why as this game starts to proceed, Adam. Both of them come in with outstanding quarterbacks that love to throw the football.
Absolutely. For Pal 6, Anthony Tyus throwing the football a lot. And on the other side for the Glenville A's is Troy Smith, as both of these teams really like to throw the football.
Well, let's take a look at the officials that are going to be calling today's game. On the left is George Golden. He's the head referee. He was in the midget game. Brian Evans will be the back judge. Dan Walunas the umpire. Townsend will be on the line judge and the field judge. Again, the same man as always, Mr. Townsend.
Well, as we talked about the passing and the touchdowns, Troy Smith has thrown for 11 touchdowns on the year. Anthony Tyus has thrown for 13 touchdowns on the year. So those two young gentlemen really like to throw the football. Troy Smith, he can do it all. He's a big leader on defense, has a desire to win, and he's fast and strong. On that other side, Anthony Tyus, very versatile, and he has a very good arm.
Well, they'll talk about the quarterbacks in this game, and when you talk to the coaches, the Glenville A's, I said, well, how do you see this game? Like, what do you think? The team that plays the most physical is the team that's going to win. On the other side, he believes the team that's going to score first is the team that's going to win. But the Glenville A's come in here with a lot of firepower. Both of them are really close. Now, you're looking at Clay Thompson. They've been known as the Academics from before. They've got a long history of rivalry. On the other side, you're looking at the two brothers. Rick is on the left. He'll handle the defense. Joe, the head coach, on the right. He'll handle the offense. They've played in the league before. They probably played for Pal at that time in Academics when Wiley Ferrier, the late Wiley Ferrier, against King Thompson. They can go back over 40 years where they've had some battles, but both of them are well respected. And
both of these teams have really put some hurting on teams during the playoffs. Both teams have shut out their opponents in playoff games this year, as the Glenville A's beat their opponents by a total of 72-0. On the other side, it's been 44-0 as we head down to the field for the coin toss.
You're speaking, Captain? Good. He's going to call it in the air. You toss it, catch it, flip it over. You repeat what he says. Tails? It is a tails. Blue, you won. Okay. Blues won the toss and chose to defer their choice to the second half. Red, what's your choice? You'd like to receive. Blue would go when you want to defend. Turn your back to that goal. Okay. Red will receive. Gentlemen, have a good game.
Well, we see that Glenville A's actually won the toss, deferred for the second half, which means the Pal 6 offense will start, and a Pal 6 offense that scored 211 points during the regular season. They actually averaged 27 points per game. They'll do it on the ground as well as in the air, but they're going to be going up against one of the better defenses in the Glenville A's.
Now, the Glenville A's have only given up 4 points a game this year, but on the other side of the ledger, Pal 6 has only given up 3 points a game. So both of these defenses have really shut down their offensive opponents. So it is going to be how the defense can handle the high-powered offenses. You know, they say defense wins championships, but I like to see myself a big offensive shootout in this championship game.
Well, when you look at the two quarterbacks, Adam, in Troy Smith from the Glenville A's, they tout him as probably one of the most talented kids in Northeast Ohio. Tossed 11 touchdowns and 4 extra points during the regular season. On the other side, Anthony Tyus has a lot of skills and a lot of support around him as well. He's tossed 13 TDs and 4 extra points. So both of them can light it up. The thing is, they're going up against the defense they probably have not seen. And when you look at the Glenville A's in their conference, they have dominated. One of the concerns when Clay Thompson talked to me before the game, he said, our competitive teams that we have faced has not been that many. So this is really going to be a big test for us because we're going up against a nice quality team.
Carl Davis is getting ready to kick off for the Glenville A's. Back to receive the deep man for the Red Dogs of Pal 6 is Tito Moore. As we're just about set for this Bantamweight Championship, here comes the kick. High end over end kick. It's taken by Moore at the 20, at the 25. Cuts to the near side at the 30. Has a block and stuck at the 33-yard line. In on the tackle for the Glenville A's is number 20.
Tito Moore, the ball carrier.
That is Archie Johnson.
Archie Johnson and Tremaine Seeger.
They called him aggressive and tough. And folks, you look at it here on the kickoff, you'll see here he comes up with a big stick. And right here, see one guy meeting him head on, Silvestro Payne, but right there was number 20, Archie Johnson, the right tackle and left linebacker, a 9th grader from Glenville High School.
As we get set for the offense for the Pal 6 Red Dogs, Anthony Tyus is the quarterback, and they run a very similar offense as the midget team with a lot in the backfield. In the backfield, Jamal West, Omar Taylor, and Marcus Moore. The receivers are Narvel Arnold and Tito Moore. Up front at the line, Kevin Walker, D'Angelo Monday, Allen Weary, and Ingram. We'll set up the defense for the Glenville A's after this play. 1st and 10 on the Pal 6 34. Movement at the line, and we're going to have our first flag of the game. And you can hear the popping of the pads.
Yeah, both of these teams are going to be physical.
False start, offense.
And again, you can see it was the right tackle from Pal 6, Denier Ingram. So penalty number 1 goes to the Cleveland Pal 6 team.
Full T backfield for Pal 6. Handoff right up the gut is Marcus Moore. He's hit at the 35-yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage. +1 on the play. In this game, Tim, let's talk about the difference in rules, especially the clock and how much time is on the clock.
Well, number 1, we'll be playing with 9-minute quarters instead of the 6 that we just saw because of this age group. And during the year, they've had mandatory play for the entire season so that everybody gets an opportunity to participate. Also, you'll see the kickoffs just like we've had in regular football. So pretty much that's the big difference. They will kick for field goals and extra points.
Anthony Tyus looking to throw, fires. The pass is caught by Jamal West at the 40 and brought down at the 38-yard line. In on the tackle is Archie Johnson of the Glenville A's as we take a look at the defense for the Glenville A's. But here on the replay, Tim.
This is what impresses me here. You see when he gets back there, you see the nice tight spiral and a good pass. The Pal 6 offense, traditionally, that we've seen during the year, is that quarterback is back there for no more than 3 seconds. He's either going to get rid of the football or he's going to run. And that time he threw to the big guy, Jamal West.
Pick up of 5 yards on the pass play. Full house backfield once again now for Pal 6. Handoff goes to number 4. That's Marcus Moore. He breaks the tackle at midfield and down to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 11 yards on the rushing play.
Oh, it's a first down for Pal 6.
Correction, Marcus Moore, Jr.
And why we've got this, we'll give you the defense for the Glenville A's, the defensive line. And you see right here, Marcus Moore Jr. going through, where he'll actually pick up some yardage. He actually gets knocked out of bounds by the Glenville A's. But again, Marcus Moore, the 8th grader from Thomas Jefferson, was the 4th leading scorer in the league this year.
And another flag is thrown at the line of scrimmage before the play gets off.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense.
Dead ball foul on the defense once again, Tim.
It looks like it was Antonio Reed. And again, the Glenville A's are an aggressive team. So they'll be out there and they're going to be hitting people, and you will see sometimes that may happen.
Full house backfield. Tyus at the line of scrimmage, barking out the signals. Handoff, quick hitter right up the middle. Omar Taylor stuffed at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle is Tim Whiting of the Glenville A's.
Well, we'll take a look at the defense. And defensive line, left defensive end, Carl Davis. The left tackle, Sylvester Payne. Ladarian Williams, right tackle. Timothy Whiting, the right defensive end. And again, you can see a host of them in there from the defensive line. At cornerback, it's Tremaine Ziegler on the right. Left cornerback, Antonio Watson, number 6. The linebackers are Troy Smith, Antonio Reed, Archie Johnson. And your safeties, Antoine Watson and Dorjay Bishop.
3rd and 5, and we've got another penalty flag thrown. 3rd 1, and that's going to go against the Pal 6 Red Dogs once again.
Dead ball, encroachment, offense.
They'll move them back 5 yards.
And that penalty there is unexcusable. That's a mental mistake. Coming up and lining up offsides is just not acceptable at this level.
6:11 to go, first quarter. 3rd down and 10 for Pal 6. Tyus looking to throw. Has a man in the flat. The pass is caught by Narvell Arnold at the 46 or 44-yard line. A pickup of 7 to 8 yards on the play.
Narvell Arnold.
Well, you take a look at it here, and again, we saw it down and out on the right. On the left, this time he's going to throw to the right. Narvell Arnold pulls it in. On the stop was Antoine Watson, the strong safety.
Anthony Tyus, very good motion in that backfield as the quarterback. Really has some good form back there. Marcus Moore will be split wide to the near side next to Narvell Arnold, about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Backfield is split. Tyus hands it off over to Omar Taylor or to Jamal West, and Jamal West picks up a yard or 2 on the play. Make a 4th down play now for the Pal 6 Red Dogs.
This is an interesting call early in the ball game. Is Joe Jenkins going to go for it here, or will he kick it? Looks like they're going to take a shot at going for it.
Big 4th and 6 play for Pal 6 on their first possession of this championship game. Backs are split in the backfield. Tyus on the pitch going over to Marcus Moore. He's strung out for a big loss at midfield. Ladarian Williams, one of the men from the Glenville A's, in on the tackle.
Well, you see they probably sent the whole house and some. This time they anticipated the count before he could even look to go upfield. You're looking at 5 defensive players from the Glenville A's.
And speaking of the Glenville A's, on offense for the Glenville A's, they'll be led by their quarterback, Troy Smith. In the backfield will be Tremaine Ziegler and Anthony Reed. The receivers, DeJour Bishop and Antonio Watson. The tight end will be Davis. The front line, Carnegie, Williams, Walker, Payne, and Johnson. 1st down and 10. The ball spotted at the East Cleveland, or the Pal 6 49. The handoff on the pitch, barreling in for about 3 to 4 yards is Reed. Picks up about 3 to 4 on the play.
Looked like the tackle was by Deontay Coles, the 9th grader from Martin Luther King. Merritt Road basketball. Loves the Broncos.
Everybody loves a winner until the Browns get here.
We're excusing them this year.
2nd and 7, a pickup of 3 on the play. I formation in the backfield for the Glenville A's. On their first drive, Another flag. It's raining flags here at John Marshall High School in this first quarter.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
False start against the offense.
Now, what I don't understand, Adam, is these players go through a system from midget to peewee to bantam. We've watched the midgets just play, and we've probably got more penalties in this game already.
Hey, in this first quarter, I think we've at 5 now. Maybe 1 or 2 plays have gone off without a flag being thrown.
They'll settle down.
That's the nervousness of a championship game. So for the Glenville A's, 2nd down and 12. Ball spotted at their 48-yard line. Shotgun formation. Troy Smith, the quarterback, fakes it, play action, looking downfield, tosses it up the middle. Nice catch there by Ziegler at the 40-yard line, driven out of bounds at the 39-yard line. In on the tackle is Jamal West for the PAL 6 Red Dogs. Play action fake on the inside handoff, and all Troy Smith did was just throw it downfield, and under heavy coverage there by Deontay Cole, as Ziegler was able to come up with the big reception.
There he is, Tremaine Ziegler, a 10th grader from Collinwood High School, scored 4 touchdowns during the regular season and 2 more in the playoffs.
Now a big 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line for the A's of Glenville. Here comes the pitch over to Anthony Reed. Reed is going to get hit at the line of scrimmage as everybody, it's a whole sea of Red Dogs coming in on the tackle.
When you look at it here, number 35 will come up big. Robert Harris. Watch this hit, folks. Right there. Robert Harris and the rest of the PAL 6 Red Dogs are in on the tackle. This 9th grader from Chanel High School, involved with merit roll, citizenship, loves work done. And the Buccaneers.
Now it's a big 4th and 2. Can PAL 6 hold on? Here comes a quick keeper by the quarterback, depending on the spot of the football. Let us see where they spot it. Looks like he's going to get the spot. We've got one referee saying they held, the other referee says the other way. Oh, they're going to bring the chains out.
Big Clay said, I thought we had that. But we'll find out.
Let us see as they bring out the chain gang. Will it be a favorable spot or not?
And Willie Gardner thought that they came up short, field judge, but he was on the other side, so it'll tell the difference here.
And they do get it by the nose of the football.
So Coach Thompson, even with the penalty, were able to come back and pick up their 1st down.
So the Glenville A's on a big quarterback keeper. Troy Smith, the quarterback. Lone setback. They'll have 2 receivers in this formation. Offset I. Another flag is down.
And it's coming from the field judge, Willie Gardner.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
Well, in the midget championship game, we had the lack of flags flying. In this one, almost every 1 or every 3rd play they're flying. Minute 35 to go in the first quarter, still no score. Glenville, the A's with a football. I formation. 1st and 15 on the 44, and guess what, folks? Another flag.
Well, you'll see him right there, top of your screen, and you can hear the coaches.
Thought dead ball, encroachment, defense.
And I think the referee is showing a little sign of frustration. He wants to see these kids actually play instead of throwing that hanky. So now it's a 1st and 10 as they pick up 5 on the penalty. 1st and 10 at the 39, the Glenville A's with the football. Let's see if we can get a playoff without a flag. Handoff goes over to Ziegler. Ziegler cuts to the right side at the 35, out at the line. 30, breaks in over to the 25-yard line before he's driven out of bounds on that far sideline.
Ziegler, the ball carrier. Bumped out of bounds by the near Ingram Jordan.
Ziegler just getting the pitch from the up back position. Following his blocks, nice hole. You can drive a truck through it. Cuts to the outside, saw some daylight. Bit of a stiff arm there against his defensive cohort. There you see Tremaine Ziegler.
Well, the last time that Clay Thompson brought a team to the championship, he had a heck of a defense, which was opportunistic. That's the type of steel team they like to play. Defense, create turnovers. But this year, when I asked him, hey, high score, he says, it doesn't matter. We can do it on both sides of the football. And you can see the speed as well as the athletic ability of the Glenville A's here early in the ball game.
Well, after Glenville picks up about 10 yards on the play, they'll move him back for 5 on a penalty flag. So now it's a 1st and 15 at the 31. 2 receivers to the right side. Smith looking to throw, heavy rush. He's trying to get out of trouble. He's going to go down for a sack at the 35-yard line as he loses 4 to 5 yards on the play.
And that's key for the Cleveland Pal 6 team. They're going to have to get pressure on Troy Smith because you cannot let him sit back there and pass. And you see here, number 30 and number 6. Actually, it's number 6 that comes in with the first tackle, and then a whole bunch of them come behind. 30, 33, pick a number, they're all there.
So another loss, and it's going to be a 2nd down and 20 yards to go for the Glenville A's. Backs are split in the backfield. Smith looking to throw, heavy rush, gets out of it, and he goes down for a sack on 9 yards. And on the sack is Jordan.
Near Ingram Jordan, number 7, and you'll look at it right here. He's the middle linebacker, and this time they shoot him through on a blitz. The first group meet him, but he's right there for a sack. I believe that's the first sack of the ball game. Danair Ingram Jordan. Again, an outstanding athlete in 8th grade from Nathan Hale. We're going to have to talk to this guy. Merit Roll student. Loves the Steelers. Giving him only 1 year to love the Steelers. After that, he's history.
Well, that ends the first quarter. Scoreless game here at John Marshall Field between the Glenville A's and the Pal 6 Red Dogs.
Well, we're going into the huddle and hear what the coach has to say.
Hey, keep doing your C out there. Do your C. Hey, gentlemen, tell you didn't know what they get started because he gets set.
Sounds like they're enjoying this, Adam.
They're like, hey, go in there. Go in there. As Lawrence Taylor going, I'm going to be a mad, crazy dog going in there.
Well, folks, while we got a little break in the action, we first would like to send congratulations out to the cheerleaders, which are a big part of the Muni football program. There were 39 teams that were involved this year. They had a competition over at Cleveland State's Woodlands Inn on Friday, October 30th. The champions in the midget division were the East Cleveland Chiefs PAL team. Their cheerleaders won the competition in the midget division. In the Pee Wee and the Bantam division, they went to Sims Raiders. We'd like to congratulate the young ladies on an outstanding season and thank them for their support and their participation in the Muni football program.
Well, as we get ready for the second quarter of action, 3rd and 22 on the 37 in the shotgun formation. Smith looking to throw, fires up the middle. The pass is caught by the tight end, Carl Davis, at the 26-yard line. Should have enough for the first down, a pickup of 22 yards on the pass play.
Now this time you see they put him in the shotgun to give him time, plus a couple backs to pick up those ends. And you can see, look at that tight spiral. Nice throw by Troy Smith, and on the tackle it was Deontay Cole. And there's the young man that caught the ball, Carl Davis, the tight end. Good hands. 3 touchdowns during the regular season, 1 during the playoffs. Merit roll student. We asked the coach about him. He said, hey, very versatile player. He'll make big plays for us. Right there, we saw him move in. We'll go into the huddle, Adam, and hear what the coach has to say.
You lineman, can you get this guy? Well, you got to get him. Both of y'all got to penetrate. But get your heads up. And don't nobody wear them doggone slippery gloves, gentlemen. Y'all slipping off of these guys. Hey. We need this. We need to stop. Come on.
Hey, listen. Defensive lineman, man. Use your hands, man.
Hey. Fight through that. Get your hands out of here.
That's Rick Jenkins, the defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Pal 6 team, and you can hear him. We've got to get to that quarterback. Got to come up with a big stop right here.
4th down and 10. Low snap. Smith gets out of the way, but he goes down on the sack, and getting the sack will be Angelo Monday.
It seems like the Glenville A's, if they can just come up and snap the ball, get everybody set, and avoid the miscues, they could really just walk in. Pal 6 really hasn't stopped them. It's the Glenville A's have been stopping themselves.
And they have moved the ball, and they can really throw the football. They cut down on the penalties. Watch out. But you said it correctly, Tim. They have stopped themselves. Pal 6 is not. Now Pal 6 back on offense with 8:27 to go in the first half of action. Handoff is to the second man through, and that's Omar Taylor. He is brought down by Ladarian Williams at 5'4", 145 pounds. Omar Taylor out of Gallagher, an 8th grader. 1 touchdown on the year, 2nd year in this program. Pickup of 2 on the play. 3 wide receivers set. Arnold and Marcus Moore are split to the wide right side. The pass thrown, caught by Arnold or by Moore. Moore at the 50, the 45 to the 40, tries to cut in, and finally driven out of bounds by Antonio Reed, along with Bishop and Johnson.
We'll take a look at it here, and again, Anthony Tyus has enough protection to get the throw off, and he gets it out to Moore. Now you're going to look right here. He outruns number 5, and you're just talking about team speed. And again, it was number 6, Antonio Watson, that comes up and knocks him out of bounds.
20+ yards on the pass play.
Marcus Moore, the 8th grader of Thomas Jefferson, also involved in track.
1st and 10 at the 35. Here comes the blitz. Tyus is going to go down. Ladarian Williams, along with Silvestro Payne, in on the sack. A loss of 5 on the play.
Anytime you see these quarterbacks going back, the coach got to say, we have to get to them. Now this time they blitz, and the Glenville A's are not going to sit back. You see the tackle by Silvestro Payne, but Adam, they're not going to sit back and play defense. They are attacking type of defense. They're going to blitz, they're going to send 3 linebackers, they're going to shoot gaps, they're going to do everything they can to upset Anthony Tyus.
That time they did.
He ain't stopping. All he's doing is he's just standing straight up. He's coming up. He's coming up. He's coming up to the point. The boy come down here. He's got to go down there.
We caught Coach Bill Taylor. He said, I'm not coaching. I'm only the coordinator. I hope when he sees this, he knows what we're talking about. Well, while we have a timeout, folks, we'd like to let you know there's a lot of free recreation programs going on in the Cleveland Recreation Department at your nearest recreation centers. We know it's that cold and chilly season. And you say, we know we have basketball, and we have indoor soccer, and we have computers, and we have swimming and arts and crafts. But for those non-traditional programs, they're up there as well, as we have ice skating over at Halloran Skating Rink and roller skating, and we'll be passing those numbers on to you.
2nd and 15 and around. Here comes Arnold. He's going to get dropped for another loss of 7 yards on the play. Antonio Reed on the big sack. He read the reverse.
Stopped in the backfield by Antonio Reed.
And I'm sure what Joe Jenkins was thinking, well, these guys pursue so well and they're so quick, but give Antonio Reed credit. He stayed home and he read it and came up with a big tackle.
Oh, that front line of the A's, Davis, Payne, Williams, and Whiting, they are really causing some havoc for that PAL 6 offensive line, and also the linebackers of Smith, Reed, and Johnson. Sounds like a law firm. 3rd and 22. Hands up the middle. 3 men right there for the Glenville A's to put a big hurting on number 5 there for the PAL 6 team. And
well, let's take a look. You look at number 20. He's at the left of your screen, Archie Johnson. Now, well, you talk about a linebacker coming up and filling right there, as well as number 56, Ladarian Williams. He always tells linemen, you take the blockers, the linebackers come up and fill and make the tackle. Excellent execution by the Glenville A's. 4th
down and 22. They will go back and punt. Back to punt for PAL 6 is Michael Denson. Back to receive will be Antonio Watson. Watson and Antoine Watson and Antonio Watson.
Twin brothers.
The twin brothers. The Watsons are back there.
And the coaches, I don't know which one's which unless they're wearing a jersey, because I can't tell them apart.
So I won't be wrong in saying Watson gets the football. Here's the kick, high end over end kick. It's going to bounce at the 25 and take a Glenville A's roll to the 30-yard line. And so the Glenville A's will have a very good field position at the 30-yard line to start it off, as we're down to 5:08 in the 2nd quarter. So Tim, you talked about it earlier that the Glenville A's, the defense has really been coming up and just shutting down the PAL 6 team. But on offense, they've been able to move the ball. But like you said, penalties have hurt them in this game, and they really shot themselves in the foot a lot.
And I think once they play more, they'll settle down, they'll get in sync. And you'll see, as we saw, the 2 outstanding quarterbacks who can throw the football.
Moore in the backfield. The handoff goes over to Jamal West, and he is rustled down by number 7. That's Carl Davis, or make that Ingram Jordan making the tackle for PAL 6.
Again, you saw the defensive end actually come up in box, force him to go inside, and Daenerys Ingram Jordan, the linebacker, came up with the big stop. Again, the 8th grader from Nathan Hale. It's his 3rd year in the Bantam division. He actually had to move up a class due to a weight issue when he was down in the Pee-wees. So he's had 3 years in this division.
Troy Smith, the quarterback, pitching it off to Ziegler. He's got a block at the 30, cuts outside to the 32-yard line. Jamal West pushing him out of bounds, along with Robert Harris on that near sideline in the PAL 6 bench.
Well, you see, this is the Glenville A's actually send number 4 out there, but I didn't think he followed the blockers that well. He tries to go inside, and he leaves his blockers right here, and they actually kick it to the outside. It was Narvell Arnold, the cornerback, that actually knocks him out of bounds.
It'll make a 3rd down and 8 at the 33-yard line for the Glenville A's. This is where we could see Troy Smith starting to air it out. He'll have Antonio Watson split 15 to the left. Split to the near side is Antonio Watson. Smith looking to throw in the grass, gets out, is running for dear life. He's going to get taken down. A couple of flags. Well, we know one will be a face masking penalty. The other could possibly be a holding. Let's see what the calls will be. Most likely.
Well, we'll take a look at it here. You at home, you see the push in the back. That'll probably be the clip. And then there's the face mask.
Offense, face mask, defense, 3rd down, play it over.
So both penalties negate each other, and so they go with a third down once again.
Now you'll see right here in your screen, see there's the push in the back. Good call by the official, looked like Archie Johnson. And then right here, number 33 just grabs a hold of that face mask from Pal 6. Darnell Martinez is the guilty. There he is, Troy Smith, ninth grader over at Martin Luther King, second leading scorer in the league, 62 points.
Low snap, Smith looking, heavy rush, looks, fires, the pass is caught at the 40-yard line. And the pass was caught by number 20. That is Archie Johnson.
Now you look at the defense here. Now here it is, a bad snap. And it looks like they're almost sitting there waiting for him to throw or go run somewhere instead of attacking him. Then from behind, he finally gets hit, but by this time, this young man catches the ball and he's stopped by Jamal West, the left linebacker.
And as we talked about it once again, penalty flag against the Glenville A's. That'll push them back.
What's impressed me about the Glenville A's is their receivers basically can catch the football.
Oh, absolutely. Most definitely. So we'll have Watson bookends as the receivers wide left and wide right. Smith in the shotgun formation, looking to throw. Flags are down. Pass is caught by Tremaine Ziegler. But we may have a motion penalty against the offense.
That'll be interesting to see what the call is.
In the backfield on the far side. This isn't the Canadian Football League where you can take that running start to the line of scrimmage.
Did you see it?
Right there you see with the knee on the ground.
Offense, repeat third down.
And again, for the ones that are at home, illegal motion means that we've got a person going forward prior to the snap. Or sometimes you'll see two players in motion at the same time. In this case, it was definitely the player going forward at the snap.
Third down and 20, almost third down and 18.
Run with your man.
Spotted at the 23. Four wide receiver set, no running backs. Low snap. Smith looking to throw, heavy rush. He's going to go down for another sack as the offensive line could not hold off the rush of Angelo Monday, Robert Harris. They come in on the sack along with Ingram Jordan.
Just take a look at the line. See how many red guys come through here. See it? Everybody's red, blue's behind them. When you have that, then this guy's not going to be able to be effective.
So on this drive, the Glenville A's have been going in the wrong direction, be it by penalty or by loss of yardage. Now the ball spotted at the 18-yard line, and it's a fourth down and 22. They need to get to the 40-yard line for the first down. They'll be back to punt. Another flag, high end over end kick. It'll be picked up by Taylor at the 48. Looking for blockers as he cuts upfield, breaks one tackle, and he gets over to the 48-yard line of the Glenville A's. A run back of 4 yards, but let's hold off and wait to see what the call will be as we have another flag down. It looks like it will go against the Glenville A's.
I think we're setting a record today.
We got illegal substitution on the offense. We'll replay the down kick over.
Oh, they'll replay the down once again, so this will give the PAL 6 team another chance to set up a punt return.
It's probably one of the reasons could have caused it is the Glenville A's are so used to never punting with that offense they have. Guys are moving in and out, plus they've had several players that are out injured and sick, so they're adjusting some players around.
So once again, the Glenville A's back ready to punt. Omar Taylor standing at his 45-yard line. Minute 55 to go in the half. Good snap. High kick. It'll be short. Taylor will take it at the 40, has a block at the 35, has some more room at the 30 to 25, and he's brought down. Another flag gets thrown down as he's driven up in the air and into the turf at the 22-yard line.
And there he is, Omar Taylor from Cleveland, pal number 6. A lot of them will know him when he was over at Cadell Recreation Center,
on the run
an 8th grade student at Gallagher.
15 yards.
So the penalty will go against the PAL 6 Red Dogs, and it's a biggie. 15-yard penalty. The ball will be brought back to the 44-yard line.
Again, on a kick play, they can't block below the waist. I think in that situation, that's what they're calling.
No score in the second quarter, a minute 40 to go in a penalty-filled game, we can safely say.
The officials have been hard at
I think their arms are going to be sore from throwing the flags up in the air so many times.
Come on, go!
No score. 1st and 10 at the 44. As Anthony Tyus brings his team to the line of scrimmage, heavy rush, looking to throw. He goes down at the 45-yard line as Silvestro Payne just flies through for the big sack.
Well, folks, you know about Greg Lloyd and the Steeler and that curtain they used to call it at one time. Well, take a look here. Now, there's Jamal West taking a heck of a block, but out of nowhere, there he is. Silvestro Payne, the 9th grader from St. Joe, and you can tell you, he knows he's strong. Again, he had a safety during the regular season. Honor roll student over at St. Joe. Also in the recreation department, he's involved with martial arts.
You know, the quarterbacks in this game, when they go home to sleep tonight, all they're going to see is defensive linemen just rattling around their heads. That's what kind of game it's been. Both defensive lines and linebackers have been throwing everything and the kitchen sink at these quarterbacks.
Well, you know, they always talk about defenses stop good offenses and pitching will stop good hitters.
Well, we've seen it today, and also penalties will stop offenses as well.
Well, at halftime, there's our crew. They've done a tremendous job.
Oh, absolutely. As always, they do a tremendous job.
Motion left, we're not motion. Go to the flag, take him out. I'm gonna do a fly. Do a flag. A fly or block him. Go, Red! Out. Let's go.
Okay, he's looking at a pass plate here to the corner. Again, folks, we want to remind you that Desiree will be with both coaches at halftime. And I'm sure it'll be an interesting conversation, as I don't think very often they've gone into a half scoreless with these two offenses.
No, not at all. Not at all. We've got $1:20 to go in the first half of action. Still no score in this game, as Anthony Tyus will have 4 receivers and 1 setback. That's Jamal West in motion. Here comes Tyus. He keeps it at the 50, down to the 45, still on his feet, and finally brought down at the 44 on the quarterback keeper. Close to the first down. It looks like he should have the first down, depending on the spot of the football.
And it was a nice job by number 9 from PAL 6, Dominic Allen. Did a nice job blocking, and there he is, Anthony Tyus, their leader, number 10, the 9th grader from South High High School.
Tyus back to throw. Here comes the rush. Here comes the sack. In on the sack, Tim Whiting, Silvestro Payne, as well as Ladarian Williams, all in the face of Anthony Tyus.
Well, as the quarterbacks know, if you get back there past 3 seconds, you're in trouble. And there they were, Whiting and Ladarian Williams.
You know, we're going to call the front line of the Glenville A's. I've got a nice nickname for them. I've coined it for one high school team a few years back, and this front line deserves it right now, and that's Destruction Incorporated.
And that's where they're playing as far as defensively. Both defensive lines seem to get the better of the offensive lines, and I'm sure that they'll be talking about some blocking techniques in order to give their quarterbacks an opportunity.
And right now what Glenville is doing, and the only way you could probably counter it is if you see Glenville just shooting the gaps all the time, may have to do another quarterback keeper, quarterback sneak up right the middle, or a quick handoff to your fullback to really make the lineman honest.
Oh, here, Joe.
Fullback flare. Tito, take him straight down the field. Understand? Take him straight down the field. Pass play ball, fullback flare. You got 2 plays in a row. No, you have 17 seconds. All right. Pass play ball, fullback flare. First guy. Come on, Lon. Come on, Lon. Hey, give me some time.
That's the key word. Give him some time. The linemen have to give him some time.
I was teasing these coaches, Rick and Joe. I says, well, if it's a low-scoring game, then I know that who we're going to be talking to, Joe. He says, don't worry, we'll score, we'll score.
17 seconds left in the first half. Tito Moore is split to the near side. And guess what, folks? Another penalty flag.
We're going to find out from our
Dead
stat
ball,
crew.
false start, offense.
We'll have to see if we're breaking history here today.
You gotta wrap it. Can you wrap it or?
Again, the left tackle or the PAL 6 offense.
Down there, Martinez along with Tito Arnold are the receivers to the near side. Tyus looking to throw. Has a man in the backfield. That's Jamal West at the 40. Breaks 1, breaks 2 tackles. At the 45, tiptoes to the 48-yard line before he is driven out of bounds by Dorje Bishop.
And you can hear the popping. Now you'll see right here, Tyus drops back, draws him to him, then gets it to the outside to West. West stiff arms to break 1 tackle. He'll try to stiff arm again. It actually slows him up and knocks him out of bounds. And right there, folks, that could have been a penalty because he sure looked like he was out of bounds.
And Jamal West with that big cast on his right hand, able to catch the football and able to run too. So the ball gets turned over on downs.
We don't want to criticize officials for not throwing a flag.
You said it, I did it. 5 seconds to go. The Glenville A's with the football as Smith looking to throw. He's going to air it out down in the corner. He's got a man open. That's Watson, and it's knocked down. The pass knocked down by Omar Taylor, and that ends the first half of action with no score in this championship game in the bantamweight division here at John Marshall Field. Troy Smith was looking downfield for Watson, and Watson just was double covered, and they knocked it down to thwart off a touchdown opportunity.
Ryan Weary, number 6, was back there to help out. And we've been watching the Glenville A's and the PAL 6 Red Dogs. And folks, if we had told you that these teams were scoring an average of 27 points per ball game, they come in here with the shutouts. Well, the shutouts have told the story. And momentarily, Desiree is going to be talking to the head coach of the Glenville A's, Clay Thompson. And Clay has not only played in the league, but coached in the league. He's been here before. But I got to believe that with the offensive skills this team has, he's going to talk about the silly penalties.
Now let's send it down over to Desiree, who's got the coach right now on the field.
Clay, you've been in these situations before. We're at halftime right now. You've had many championship games behind you. Your team has a reputation of a strong defense, which has definitely been proven thus far. But they also have some of the jitters. There's been a lot of penalties on both sides today. I know that wasn't one of your game plans going in. What's going on?
They've had so much success this year, and I told them that the PAL 6 was going to give them resistance. They met it, and they haven't been as efficient all season, so they're going to regroup and come on back out and win the game.
Okay, now what was your game plan going in today?
We just wanted to see what they had. Like I said, we do pass and run equally, and wanted to see what they had. We thought they would come the way they came, and we just want to buckle down, cut out little mistakes, and come on back and play a stronger game.
Okay, now what are you going to tell them going into the half?
We just got to cut down on the little knick-knack penalties, stopping, 5-yard penalties, stopping drives. So we can cut that out. We'll be okay.
All right. Well, good luck. See what happens second half. Have a good one. Okay, Tim and Adam.
Well, we're at halftime. No score in this ball game. High-powered offenses, they're not existing right now. It's been the defense that have been doing the damage in this ball game. But we've seen two very good quarterbacks and what they can do when they're not feeling the mad rush of a defense on them.
Yeah, I mean, you sit here, Adam, and you look and you say, geez, I've got a great offense, but we got to quit stopping ourselves. I mean, Clay Thompson hit it right on the head. You know, we just got to stop the offsides and the jumping and doing the silly stuff. Those are mental mistakes. Once they come in sync, and he'll address it at halftime, I look for them to come out and really be able to control the football.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the second half. If we'll see more of the run. But the key is cutting down the penalties. If you cut down the penalties, you will see more of this offense really getting into gear here in this championship game.
And we also are looking at the cheerleaders from PAL number 6. You know, while we have this time, we'd like to actually thank our sponsors that are involved with the program, along with the city of Cleveland. The Muni Football has many sponsors, the different organizations that have their sponsors, from the Police Athletic League and the different groups that are out there raising their own funds, as well as these events were sponsored by Pepsi-Cola to be able to give them the opportunity to play here today. And I know that when you look at the parental support of the many parents that were out there supporting their kids, we want to really thank them. Above all, the unsung heroes, the volunteer coaches. Over 260 volunteer coaches are involved with the Muni football program, whether it's on the actual football field or on the sidelines with the cheerleaders. They have the thankless job, and a lot of them probably went in their own pockets to make it happen. But Adam, when you look at the halftime stats, pretty even.
Pretty well basic even when you look at the total yards for the Glenville A's. 66 yards in offense, 49 yards for the Cleveland PAL. For the Glenville A's, 9 carries for 27 yards rushing, 3 of 5 in the air for 39 yards, 66 total yards, 6 penalties for 30 yards. On the other side of the ledger, for PAL 6, they have 11 rushes for 13 yards. They are 2 of 2 in the air for 36 yards, but 49 yards in total offense. You subtract 45 yards in penalties, there you get the numbers right there. So really between both teams, 75 yards in penalties, and this is just halftime. And we are at a scoreless game between Glenville and PAL 6.
And no turnovers.
No turnovers, but a lot of penalties.
And then when you look at the individuals in this game that we thought would play big, Marcus Moore at the half has 42 yards rushing, Jamal West 20. On the other side, it's been basically the throwing arm, because on running the football, Tremaine Ziegler, number 4, had a big run of 15 yards, but beyond that, it's been more nickel and dime. So we're really looking at 31 yards rushing to the other team's basically 40-some yards. So it's really, as you mentioned, it's really been done in the air. Yeah, it's been done in the air, but the thing that has killed both teams, as we've mentioned, 75 yards in total penalties for both games. You cut that number down in the second half, that'll make a big difference in this ball game. Well, Desiree will be with the PAL 6 coach momentarily. In fact, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have that coach and the start of the second half.
And here comes Chris Hill, 4'6" out of Jefferson Elementary, a confident young man with a great stride. But, uh-oh, he might be in trouble now.
Hey, Chris. Want to get high? No way, man. That stuff's for losers.
Oh, what a move! Chris Hill never hesitates, just blows past that guy. Bob?
You're right, Mike. Look, Chris is known for his great head shake. Then he shifts his weight to the right foot, finds a hole, and zip, he's out of there.
Spectacular, just spectacular. This kid's got a bright future.
What's behind the switch to Cleveland Public Power? A whole new electric system, re-energized, being built from the ground up with the newest, most advanced technology and a 10-year expansion. Buying reliable, low-cost electricity from other companies on the electricity grid with much lower prices than CEI's. We're bringing better electric service at a better price to re-energize Cleveland neighborhoods. The difference is like night and day. Switch to Cleveland Public Power, re-energized.
Into the second half, what'd you tell him at halftime?
and we got to work more harder as a team, and we got to do the things we got to do, which we've been doing all week. We know we got to stop that blitz that's coming in the middle, so we got to adjust. And when we get our adjustment together, I think we'll be rolling down the field.
Okay, did you tell them about the penalties? There are a lot of penalties first half.
Yes, I spoke about the penalties. We got to capitalize on our mental mistakes there because we are giving away yardage that shouldn't be done, so we got to get it together.
Okay, good luck. See what happens second half. Okay, Adam, Tim, let's get this started.
All right, thank you very much, Desiree. Well, they got to cut down on the mental mistakes. We've been talking about that throughout the halftime, where both teams 75 yards in penalties. That's been the thing. These offenses, these high-powered offenses, have not really been able to go a whole lot. But the defense, boy, they are some tough defense. We knew coming into this game, these defenses can stop the offense. Both of these teams racked up a lot of points during the playoffs, but right now, zilch between both of them.
Well, I think the challenge that these coaches should have said to their team is, which offensive line is going to play better here in the second half? I mean, the offensive lines of both teams have not executed well as far as protecting their quarterback, and they're probably going to have to come up. I like the idea of Thompson where he put the person back in the shotgun with a couple backs. If they can do that for Troy Smith, he could have a big afternoon here in the second half. But like Clay said, they've not been challenged all year. Now they've got it. Now they got to see how they can deal with it. And that's going to be also a big test for the Glenville A's.
Well, both of these teams came in shutting out their opponents during the playoffs. For the Glenville A's, they beat East Cleveland Pal 32-0, and then beat the Sims Raiders at 40-0. Then over on the other side, Pal 6 beat the East Cleveland Warriors 19-0, and the Desmond Howard Saints 25-0. And both of these two teams' defense have been pitching shutouts.
So they always tell you, what is it, the defense wins the championships?
Defense wins championships, but you know what? Defense frustrates offense when they come up and they start winning in the battle of the trenches. And it is true, the battle of the trenches, whatever offensive line can really bear down, blow away their linemen there at the line of scrimmage, get those blocks right off the bat, open up some gaps for their running backs to go through, that's going to make a difference in this ball game. Right now, it's the defensive line and the linebackers shooting through the gaps and really causing a lot of trouble. Smith and Tyus, they've been able to get some time to throw, but not a whole lot because the pocket is constantly collapsing on them.
Well, they're ready for kickoff, and Adam, as you hit it, we'll see what the lines can, which offensive line will come up big here in the second half.
Well, the Glenville A's defer to the second half. They will get the football. Antonio Reed along with Watson in the back to receive, as well as Ziegler and the other Watson. Getting ready to kick off for the Glenville, or for the PAL team, is Ingram Jordan. It's picked up by Watson, or by Ziegler. Ziegler cuts in over at the 25-yard line, drop back to the 20. So the Glenville A's will start the football in the second half as we take a look at the kickoff once again.
Well, again, you can see right here, Jamal West gets underneath and he gets a nice kickoff. But again, you see a lot of hesitation. Number one, he doesn't catch it cleanly. And then by this time, this blocking scheme is already shot. So basically, he's looking for a hole that he can get to. And with the hesitation, there's Robert Harris, as well as number 7, Denier Ingram, Jordan, Deontay Cole. Can't hesitate. Got to find an alley and go with it, young man.
1st and 10, the ball spotted at the 24-yard line.
Get ready,
Troy
Denier.
Smith is the quarterback. He'll have Antonio Reed and Ziegler in the backfield. Reed gets the handoff, has an opening at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards on the play.
Well, we'll take a look at it right here. And again, we're talking about defense. A nice hole by the offensive line. But again, the linebacker, Marcus Moore Jr., comes up with a big stop on Antonio Reed. Again, the 9th grader of Collinwood High School is over to the Collinwood Y, involved with basketball.
Pickup of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. Ball spotted at the Glenville 30. Backs are split in the backfield. Tyus Smith for a quick hitter. Incompleted pass. Flag down once again. That's our first flag of the second half.
Ray, want to climb that? Ray.
Well, here the coach, he doesn't want no part of this, but he just declined it. And again, they were ready for it anyway, so if he was going to catch it, he definitely was going to be getting
Got
hit.
illegal formation by the offense.
Antonio Watson, the intended receiver.
Put him back. Take it.
One touchdown, one extra point run during the regular season, another touchdown in the playoffs.
Decline, second down. You already made your decision.
Second down, they declined it, so really that's their mistake for making to decline the penalty. Second down and 4, ball spotted at the 30. If they would have took the penalty, that would have been a second down and 9.
And they're looking at the officials, and I think what they're trying to determine is the down at this point.
And they still got second down.
Third down now.
Third down.
If they would have taken the penalty, it would have been a second down.
All right.
But now it's a third down in short situation, looking to make the third down conversion for the first. Handoff goes over to Ziegler. Ziegler cuts around to the outside. He loses yardage. He's going to go down for a big sack. Big loss on the play as the PAL 6 defense read it very well to the far side of the field as number 35 coming off the play hurt, and they read it very well.
Again, you're going to look at a lot of hesitation. He looks to go in the hole, and he leaves his blocker, which I think is a mistake by Ziegler. Now, you're going to watch your number 35 get set, and actually, I think it was his man that actually came up and hit him in the hand when he had him wrapped. So we saw Robert Harris go off with a hand injury. I'm hoping it's only a bruise, but we'll keep tabs on that.
Fourth down and long. The punt is off, and it is picked up by Omar Taylor at the 50. He's got blocks at the 40, 35, 30. Meets up and bangs and clashes with the plastic of the Glenville A's as the ball down at the 27-yard line.
We'll take a look at it here. I think PAL 6 kind of got off track here when there was a flag thrown, and they all stopped instead of playing until they hear the whistle. Well, by the time they realize that you're going to see nothing but blue after the one man, and they actually, good tackle here was hit by number 7, Ingram, and they actually take him out of bounds with a gang tackle. Omar Taylor, number 8, citizenship and track and basketball over at Gallagher Junior High. Also played a little soccer.
So PAL 6 on offense now.
Here we go.
6:39 to go in the third quarter. No score. Tyus, the quarterback, power I formation. And as the whistles blow, flags fly, we've got another penalty.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense.
They were ready for the blitz, just a tad bit too anxious. So now a first down and 5. They pick up 5 on the penalty yards. Tyus back at the line of scrimmage. Handoff, second man through. That is Marcus Moore Jr. And he may have picked up a yard or 2. Really, this is the deepest the offense for PAL 6 has gotten as they get close to the red zone.
Now again, they run a diversion. They send one guy one guy the other way. You got 3 guys over there pounding on the guy with the ball. You're not going to fool this team because they're experienced. Silvestro Payne is the one that came up with the stop.
So now a second down and 5, no yards on the last play. Full house backfield once again. Tyus looks, fires, has a man, and throws over the head of Tito Moore as he was looking towards the corner at the 10-yard line. On the coverage was Tremaine Ziegler.
Well, you'll take a look at it right here from the quarterback spot. And again, Tyus has plenty of time. He has this man wide open, but just overthrown. I know he'd want that one back.
So now it is a third down and 5 for the PAL 6 Red Dogs. In the backfield is West, Taylor, and Moore Jr. Tito Moore is the receiver to the left side, and another flag gets thrown. We're at about 4 or 5 in this second half, so we'll be over 100 yards on penalties by the time this game is over.
Dead ball, approachment, defense.
So that'll give them a 5-yard penalty, and
you have to sooner or later say, gentlemen, watch the football. You're wondering if they're, you know, the quarterback with the sound.
The cadence, yeah.
Yeah, could be drawing them off.
So now a 3rd down and 1 as they move 9 yards with no actual offensive yardage play. It's all been penalty yardage. Split backfield. Tyus looking to throw, going to the end zone, has a man. Touchdown on the great catch by Narvell Arnold in the corner. Touchdown, Pal 6. What a nice pass there by Anthony Tyus as he gets his receiver Arnold in the end zone.
When you take a look at it here, he'll get behind Antoine Watson, and you can see him step for step, but it was a great throw and a great catch by Narvell Arnold as the throw from Anthony Tyus will add to that touchdown total of now 14 touchdowns for the season.
And the Pal 6 Red Dogs getting ready for the extra point as they get set on offense. Tyus looking to throw, fires, has a man, couldn't complete the pass as it was intended for Marcus Moore Jr. And we've got another flag on the play.
That's Omar! Omar! We have an unsportsmanlike conduct on red, will be assessed on the kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Pal 6 team, and that's what you really don't want because that gives Glenville a good opportunity on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, it looked like the unsportsmanlike conduct. Again, we saw Coach Joe Jenkins talking to one of his players about keeping his head. Look, we've got this thing going in our direction. We don't need anybody out there causing us yardage and helping this team be able to move that football because they can move it at will if they want. But there they are. The brothers, Rick handles the defense. Joe, the head coach, handles the offense. A great call. He'll talk about that one, 3rd and 1, and he ended up going for the touchdown. And it paid off, and it was a great throw by Anthony Tyus, the 9th grader from South High School.
If you're blocking at the legs, get out of there. Try our way once in a while. Don't use the whole game.
As we get ready, they'll assess the penalty on the kickoff. So instead of kicking off from the 35, they'll be going back to the 25.
Well, you know, the guy we're watching is a coordinator of the PAL program for all these teams. Now, he told me he's done coaching. I'm going to ask him when I see him next time, when you finish doing everything, just let me know. But truthfully, the coordinators do a great job for these organizations. They have the responsibility of all the equipment, the uniforms, the transportation, making sure all the players are under contract.
A lot of work that has to be done for these programs. Well, this one's going to be a short kick. It's going to go out of bounds near midfield. Penalty flag again on the short squib kick. And Glenville will have very good field position.
You know, when you look at the history, Adam, of the Academics, let me tell you, there's a lot of kids that have gone through these programs that have come back as coaches, like Clay Thompson, Joe Jenkins. We've got one in the city of Cleveland.
Kick from the 20.
That played for Academics and credits, and he always talks about it still today when he talks to the young people. The mayor of the city, Cleveland, Michael R. White, played for the Academics when he was a youngster. And he talks about it taught him to be persistent, to go through hard work and learn, listen to the coaches and get direction. And when you see there's a young guy that started out on the streets of Glenville, living in the community, being involved with the Muni football program. This is a signal to every kid out there. You can be what you want to be if you put your work in school, listen to the parents, get the guidance along, and those coaches like King Thompson, them guys, back years ago, they gave them direction. I know he'd say thank you today to them.
That's one of the things about this program. It teaches a lot for these young men. Well, as we get ready for another kickoff, the ball set back at the 20. High end over end kick. It'll be taken by Watson at the 45. Breaks a tackle, breaks two, has a wall at the 40. Breaks through at the 35, and finally brought down at the 32-yard line. Pickup of 15 yards on the return, and very good field position now for the Glenville A's.
Well, you look at it this time, and I think what really makes this play is he's actually looking for a sea of blockers, and he outruns two guys just with his speed alone. And you can see right now he's following all the blockers up to the point where there's a tackle, and that's a good point. Deontay Cole comes up and makes the stop as on Antoine Watson on the kickoff return.
Troy Smith, the quarterback, backs her in an I formation. The handoff is to the second man through. That's Antonio Reed. He is brought out to the 30-yard line before he is brought down by Robert Harris, along with Deontay Cole.
Well, we'll take a look at it here. And again, nice hole. Breaks one tackle, but it's Robert Harris that's going to hold on. So Deontay Coles comes over and gives him a hand on the tackle.
No, our score right now is Pal 6 with a 6-0 lead. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Glenville A's looking to tie the ball game on this possession. Troy Smith, the quarterback. He'll have Reed and Ziegler in the backfield. Hand off to Ziegler right side. Breaks away from run tackle, cuts upfield at the 30-yard line. Picks up 3 yards on the play, and more flags fly. Looks like we'll have another one flies as we have more. Looks like it may be a late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, we'll take a look at it here and see if we can pick it up. Again, number 4, Ziegler, gets to the outside. There's the hit by number 7. Then Omar Taylor comes on. I think they're going to have a face mask. It looked like number 7 got his hand in there. It was hard to tell.
Let's get the call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, both on the offense and defense. They negate each other.
And I think you could see a sign of frustration on the referee's part of how the game really has deteriorated in the second half. You have unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on both teams, and really the referee wants a well-played game. These are two very good, high-powered offenses, and right now it's really the referees just throwing hankies left and right because these teams aren't playing up to their potential, and I think they're letting the emotions get the best of them.
And as the officials are frustrated, I'm sure the players are, so they're not used to this kind of defensive play.
2nd down and 6 for the Glenville A's. Backs in an I formation. Here comes another flag, motion penalty against the A's. Fumble on the play, picked up by the Pal 6 Red Dogs. Let's see what the call will be.
Are they ruling it a fumble here, or are they saying he's down? Plus you have a flag on the play.
So we're going to have a motion penalty. They're going to say the fumble is recovered by Pal 6. We should have a motion penalty against the Glenville A's. Smart thing, you decline it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to see here, they actually pop it out, and it looks like Jamal West comes up with the fumble recovery. So turnover.
We have motion on the offense. It's declined. We got a 1st down.
So on the fumble recovery, the Pal 6 Red Dogs with the lead, and now the turnover, looking to add some more points on the board.
First turnover of the ball game goes to Cleveland Pal number 6.
So now Pal 6 with a 6-0 lead and the football. Spotted at the 24-yard line. There you see the bench from the Glenville A's. Anthony Tyus in at quarterback. Quarterback keeper, 30, 35, 40. Tries to outrun some defense and he picks up 18 yards on the quarterback sneak.
Adam, this is the gamble you take. Now watch their linebackers right here on this play. See how they're coming up? They're going to shoot the gap, and they go right by him. They had an all-out blitz by the middle linebackers, which means there's nothing there but the safeties, and Archie Johnson comes back to make the tackle. But a big first down for pal number 6 on a run by Anthony Tyus, the 9th grader from South High. 18 yards on the pickup. Good play calling there by the coaching staff. Tyus once again on the pitch as a man strung out to the 45-yard line. On the run was Darnell Martimus, an 8th grader out of Whitney Young. Strong kid with lots of speed, trying to get to the outside, but was contained by that Glenville A defense. They've been trying to run outside on the Glenville A's, and it's just not going to happen. They've got too much speed. They pursue well.
Well, they found the weakness up the middle when the linebackers come in on the blitz. 2nd down and 9, a pickup of 1 on the last play. Ball spotted at the 44. Very tight formation on an eye. Here comes the blitz. And Tyus will go down on the sack. And I believe that was Antonio Reed on the sack.
Well, there's that same blitz that they picked up big yardage on before. This time it pays off for them and they pick up a sack. Antonio Reed, number 2. There's the young man. 9th grader from Cal. 4 touchdowns during the regular season, but 3 in the playoffs.
3rd down and 15 for the Red Dogs. 3 receivers on the pattern. In motion is Taylor to the near side. Another flag as Narvell Arnold jumped the gun a bit.
Ball start. Awful.
That could be the break that Glenville has been looking for.
Yeah, you see right here, again, another mental mistake. And I'm sure when the coaches look at this game, they're going to say, oh, my Lord, how did we keep this game close?
It wasn't a pretty game, but it has been entertaining.
They're winding the clock. With 3 minutes to go.
I think we'll have enough yellow hankies out on the field to cover the field.
Ball, encroachment, defense.
Let's settle down.
George has used that mic just about as much as we use in ours.
Let's go to work. Let's go, dog.
That's the game plan. He wanted to get some airtime.
Do what got you here. Come on, Norvell. Let's think, baby. Let's think.
3rd down and 14. Ball spotted just beyond the 40-yard line of Pal 6. Tyus looking to throw. Swing pass over to Jamal West. He could not go anywhere as he could not get his footing and loses a yard as he could not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Play was set up nicely. He only had 2 guys out there, but nobody to block for him. But 4th down and about 14, 15 yards to go here. You have to wonder if they're going to go back to punting the football. We need to keep in mind that the Glenville A's have scored 6 touchdowns this year on either a punt return or a kickoff return. So if they do decide to punt, this is something we need to keep an eye on.
4th down, low snap, heavy rush.
Run it, baby, run it.
He's got to run for his life out there. He gets to the outside to the 40-yard line. Watson in on the tackle.
Get out the field here. Don't talk to me.
Okay, we're looking at it right here, and you can see it didn't come up with it cleanly, but you hear the coach on the sideline, Jenkins, tell him run the ball. And again, he got away with putting the hand up on the face mask. Mr. Denson is the one that was back in punt formation, and he gets tackled by Antoine Watson.
So the Glenville A's down 6-0 with 1:35 to go in the 3rd quarter with the football in very good field position at the 39-yard line of the Pal 6 Red Dogs.
Keep on bopping them.
Watson and Bishop are the Watson is the receiver split wide right.
Make him block.
I formation. Pitch goes over to Antonio Reed, running right side, 40, 35, 30. Driven out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
Hey, yo!
Does have enough for the first down as he picks up 13 yards on the carry. There you see Antonio Reed at 5'7", 146 pounds.
It's one time they've been able to get outside. And the team speed, you know, you look at both these teams, they've got great athletic ability, but the Glenville A's have more team speed.
That they do. First and 10 at the 29, 1:05 to go. Hand off, second man through. That Ziegler doesn't get anywhere as he gets to the 30-yard line as he loses a yard and a half on the play.
When they ran that play at him, they actually put an extra blocker up in front, and he don't block nobody. He went right through the hole and didn't block anybody. And Jordan come up and made the stop for the Pal 6 Red Dogs.
Ball spotted about middle of the field. 30 seconds and the clock winding down in this third quarter. The Glenville A's looking to tie the ball game. They are down by 6-0. Tyus to Arnold, the only touchdown in the ball game by Pal 6. Troy Smith, the quarterback. Play action fake, he's gonna look, he goes down! Oh my! In on the sack is number 6. That is Brian Weary as he was head-hunting on that backside.
Well, you always tell him you got to block, and you see right there he gets by number 58 and then leaves that quarterback wide open for a sack. Brian Weary, the 8th grader from Elliott, had one safety during the regular season, and he plays a great defensive end right here on this play as he comes up with a big sack for the Pal 6 Red Dogs.
Well, after 3 quarters of play, it is 6-0, Pal 6 with the lead as we head into quarter number 4.
Well, while we have a break in the action, we'd like to pass along some information to you. Let you know that there's a lot of recreation programs available to you at your center. If you're interested in involved in some aquatic programs, there's a lot of heated indoor pools at our Cleveland Recreation Centers with great programs for learn to swim, water polo, competitive swim teams, as well as aqua-sized programs. I know when I feel that little bit of arthritis and get in them heated pools, that's where I want to be, so I won't let you comment on that, Adam. But write this number down at home, folks. It's 664-3018. Luther Demery, give him a call. Free aquatic programs in the Division of Recreation, as well as the sports programs. There's basketball for all the youth, boys and girls. They'll be starting up. You can call 664-2325. And there's a great new thing happening during the holiday season. The Division of Recreation will put on a first holiday play. You can call 664-2562 for more details. Again, it's an opportunity for you to take the family out and see the children of the city of Cleveland in the Recreation Centers putting on its first holiday play this winter.
Well, as we get set up for the 4th quarter of play, the Glenville A's with the football down by 6. Shotgun formation. Smith looking. Dump pass. Complete over to Antonio Reed. At the 35. Breaks the tackle at the 30. 25-yard line. Still on his feet. And that forward progress gets him to about the 26-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards on the little swing pass out of the backfield.
And again, you're going to see right here, he gets a big drop. And actually he's trying to set up a screen, I think what it looks like, and he gets to the outside and leaves his blockers, and right here it's Narvell Arnold, or number 4, Marcus Moore Jr., number 1, Deontay Cole, a whole host of the Pal 6 Red Dogs.
Pickup of a first down on the play. Now it is a 1st and 10 at the 40. Oh, they didn't get the first down. Right. Looked like they did.
So Pal 6 will actually take over here. 1st and 10.
And Jamal West breaking it at the midfield 40, 30. He's got a man to beat. He does at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Pal 6. And they're going to get him for a penalty for a little bit of a showboat. As Jamal West breaks the pass, breaks the run from the 28-yard line.
On the TV run for Pal 6.
Well, there'll be an
72 yards
on this one, but we talked about the offensive line. Now let's take a look at the hole. I could have ran through that, and then the speed of Jamal West. We see why he's the 8th leading scorer in the league. 6 touchdowns, 1 extra point, and a huge dive. Mr. West probably is going to cost you some yardage for your team on the kickoff, but again, we have to hear it officially from the official. And they say you're in the Red Dog house over here on John Marshall.
Be assessed on the point after.
So the penalty will be assessed on the point after, 12-0 on a 72-yard run by Jamal West. Boy, did he break that one wide open.
And you have to give credit to the offensive line from Pal number 6, Brandon Wary, Denier Ingram, because they opened up a hole that the Mack truck could have went through.
They'll assess the 15-yard penalty. It's brought back to the 18-yard line for the extra point. And you were right, Tim. They could have went through with a Mack truck on that one. Even the space shuttle could have gone through that one. Now Tyus looking, throws a pass, fumble, complete. No point after on the touchdown, and another flag, and this one might go against the Glenville A's. Let's get the call.
We have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on blue, recessed on the kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Glenville A's. A bit of frustration showing as the Pal 6 Red Dogs now lead at 12-0 over the Glenville A's, and they broke it open with a big play in the 4th quarter by Jamal West. 72-yard touchdown run.
And the last time that the Glenville A's gave up any points at him was the very first game of the season. So for them to come back here and see 12 down with 1 quarter to go, this is really going to be a test for the Glenville A's. And I think, as you mentioned, some of the frustration starting to set in. But we talked about it at halftime. Which offensive line was going to step up and perform here in the second half probably would determine who was going to win.
And right now, the offensive line for the Red Dogs of Pal 6, they blew open a big hole for Jamal West to get the touchdown, and really they've done it both in the air and on the ground in this championship game in the Bantamweight division. So the penalty is assessed on the kickoff, so they'll be kicking off from the 45-yard line. Antonio Reed and Watson back to receive. Watson getting it at his 11, looking for his blockers at the 15. Going far side field, breaks a tackle at the 20, 25, brought down at the 29-yard line. A pickup of 19 yards on the run.
And he was brought down by number 33, Darnell Martimus. Again, we're going to look at him. We're going to look at him come up here and make a big tackle. He stays with him, but actually he runs him down from behind. So grab it at jersey. 8th grader out of Whitney Young. Merritt Row, perfect attendance. There's the young man, Antoine Watson. A lot of speed. Twin brother on the team.
Troy Smith, shotgun formation, 4 receivers on the pattern. Smith is lassoed down. He'll go down for a loss of 7 yards. Robert Harris in on the tackle for Pal 6, and really the frustration level going up even more for the Glenville A's as another flag is thrown.
Well, you see here, he grabs a hold of the jersey. And then...
dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense and offense. They negate each other. We got second down.
You can tell that George Golden, as you mentioned earlier, Adam, he's starting to get a little frustrated. Again, 7:43 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And in this game, we've seen over 100 yards and penalties.
Easily.
Second down and long for the Glenville A's. Watson, the receiver, to the near side. Shotgun formation. Smith is going to carry and run to the 30-yard line. Fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Pal 6. What can go wrong is going wrong for the Glenville A's as they cough up the football.
And it looks like Omar Taylor's the one that's going to recover, but this time you can see the pass rush to the outside. They take the nose tackle actually out of the play. Then he comes back up and actually knocks the ball loose. It was Robert Harris, and falling on the ball was Omar Taylor. And another turnover goes to Pal number 6. And you're looking at Clay Thompson. You can just see, I can't believe that we can make this many mistakes in one ball game.
So now the Pal 6 Red Dogs have opened the wound of the Glenville A's, and they're looking to add some more points on the board with a 12-0 lead. Tyus looking to throw, going up the middle as a man open, but overthrows the intended receiver. That is number 14, Michael Denson.
Well, look at your offensive line here, folks. You're going to see they did a nice job of giving him time. Again, they're shooting the gaps. They rushed in, blitzed one of the linebackers. He was picked up, and it gave Tyus time to get the ball, but overthrew his receiver. You see Joe Jenkins tell me, hey, you're supposed to be going straight up here.
2nd and 10. The Red Dogs with the football. 3 in the backfield. Tito Moore, the receiver, to the near side. And that'll indicate another flag is thrown. A little bit of movement at the line of scrimmage.
Good ball, ball start, offense.
You got to not pay attention to the defensive lineman. Look at the football.
Well, you know, you're the tackler. You're supposed to know what we're going on.
Yeah.
Mental mistakes.
And lots of them in this ball game. 2nd down and 15 for Pal 6. Ball at the 40.
Dead ball, ball start, offense.
No, folks, you are not seeing another replay. It is still another penalty, and we'll look at it here again. They're calling a false start, and I didn't see anybody move on that one, Adam. But I said I wouldn't get on officials today.
And they're not happy, hanky-happy.
No, I wouldn't. If they are, if they're not, they should be qualified. But again, part of it is the teams too. You know, they have to come up and play fundamental.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So now we've got 2nd down and long. Here comes a halfback try on the pass as Omar Taylor goes nowhere. He loses an additional 4 yards on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and about 25 yards to go.
Well, they brought a new wrinkle in. This time they're going to give it to Taylor, and he has a good arm, and he's going to roll left. That left-handed Steve Young type quarterback, but no time to throw it. You're going to see a lot of people standing around and don't give him any time to actually get rid of the football. And it was a good block by number 20 from the Glenville A's, or a good tackle by the Glenville A's, number 20, and that was Archie Johnson.
Oh, there you see the clock, 12-0. The PAL 6 Red Dogs with the lead. And on this play, they will have a long way to go for a first down.
Well, while we have a break in the action here and there was a timeout being called, we'd like to let you know about all the free services that are being offered by the City of Cleveland Division of Recreation. We mentioned the ice skating and roller skating earlier. If you're interested in getting involved in ice skating, the number to call is 664-4187. That's the Halloran Skating Rink. Ask for Marge Sweeney. Tell her you want to get involved with ice skating. And if it's involving roller skating, you can call the Zelma George Community Center. It's at 420-8800. And they'll be able to let you know when the skating sessions are available, what time of the day, and we hope you take advantage of it.
Here's an interesting stat, Tim. 21 penalties, 140 yards, both teams combined. Tyus looking to throw, rolling, another flag down as the ball is taken down at the 49-yard line. We have got to get a replay because somebody in the backfield was just knocked into yesterday. They pick up a couple of yards. We have the penalty flag. Let's look at this play develop, and there was a crushing hit. Tyus looking to roll, rolling to the right side, looking for some blocks. Here's the penalty flag, and all of a sudden, boom, there you have number 35 just laying a vicious hit.
Blocking below the waist. It'll still be third down.
Now, this is one time, and I told you, Adam, I wouldn't talk about the officials, but this is not, you look at this hit, this to me is roughing, unsporting. It should not have been, there should have been a penalty. Now watch where he'll come up. This is Robert Harris, number 35. Okay, it's one thing to come up and throw a block, but where he hits him, which I believe is right up, see how they'll throw the elbow up? Right in there, see it? To me, that's, maybe it's borderline roughing, but at this point, I mean, it was an outstanding hit. And as usual, our crew gives us a great shot.
Here comes the pass downfield, blocked away on the incompletion, Tremaine Ziegler. Let's take a look at that play once again as Tyus really, he gets some good form on the ball, Tim. Throws, a lot of protection, and just wings it downfield. Double coverage. Good play there by Ziegler. That would have been a touchdown. Just let him a little bit longer.
Did a nice job. And folks, we're going to remind you that right after this game, Desiree is going to be with the outstanding players on offense and defense. Who's your choice?
Well, here's the situation. 4th down and 45. I think PAL 6 is going to punt. Oh boy, up in the air, and it's going to go very short. Maybe 3 yards to 4 yards on the punt. So PAL 6 had the ball at the 35 or the 30-yard line. That last play on offense, they were at the 34. So they lost 50 yards in between that.
Now you know that player will go home and tell Mom, that punt that I had that you're going to see, Mom, you couldn't see it on TV, but there was a tremendous wind, you know, and that thing went straight up.
Excuse number 1 for punters. The wind took it. 1st and 10 for the Glenville A's. And Smith goes down in a sea of red.
Number 1, Dante Cole. Number 35, Robert Harris. I think they've seen more of Troy Smith today. And probably the coach saw him all last week.
Probably. Loss of 3 to 4 yards on the play.
And let me follow up by saying this. Clay Thompson in the Glenville A's, he does a tremendous job with these kids. You know, he does take a lot of time with them. Every night they're out there practicing. over by Glenview Little League Field.
Hey, Narvell, Mike.
When he walks in, and I've observed him about 2 or 3 years ago at a practice where when he walked in, you could hear the players that Coach Thompson's here.
I don't want that open. Okay. Put it in on that side. You in. I can chop it. You're going to have to pull back to that side. Whatever side you're on. When you make who on? Whatever side that end is on, when you make your drop, you heel to that side. Because all he's doing is he's going about 2 yards and then he's coming back. All right. Matter of fact, when you hit him, step back. Coach it down. When he moves to the back, he go with it. Coach it down. Get that interception.
There it is, Rick Jenkins. He'll be smiling. You know, the first quarter he was a little edgy there when Glenville was coming, but his defense has really settled in here and played big.
5:34 to go in the fourth quarter. Pal 6 with a 12-0 lead. Glenville with the football. Smith on the end around to Watson, has a block, cuts outside to the 40. Good containment as he loses, actually gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good containment there by the Pal 6 defense.
Deontay Cole, Robert Harris, Nair Ingram, Jordan, all 3 of them. When you look at it right here, you can see that this guy leaves his blockers again. He comes away, and there's Harris and Ingram.
Same thing, 3rd and 13, low snap. Smith having to throw, has a man open, it's caught, and in on the stop on the vicious hit is Narvell Arnold as he lays a wicked hit on to Carl Davis.
Complete to Carl Davis.
Well, when Coach Thompson told us before the game, the team that wins, the team's going to be more physical. You look at these hits that are being put on right now by the Pal 6 team, and he'll say, there it was, I told you, the team that was physical. Look at this hit. Good, clean tackle, hit and wrap. Nice job, Narvell.
Well, Smith having to run, flag down, out to the 22.
Smith the ball carrying.
You talked about hearing the pads pop in this game. There have been some vicious hits in this game.
Talk about Aaron Harmon.
There will be some sore young men come tomorrow morning.
You know, Adam, we mentioned the people that are with the teams and the coaches and that, but our hats have to go off to the league officials and the people that have put this together. The officials have done an outstanding job here today, but they're just a lot of the officials that worked all year, took time and helped the kids out during the season, explaining the rules, getting them to understand.
We have 2 penalties on the defense. Illegal substitution is declined. We have a face mask, which we assess from this point half the distance to the goal.
You heard it from George Golden. Joe Jenkins, he'll come out of here smiling if this team can hold. They got 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go, but we'd also like to thank the league officials. Joe Wise, the Muni football director, as well as Joe Record and Nate Mumphrey and the whole host of league officials that take the extra hours and spend the time to make sure it's an organized program that the kids can go out and enjoy. Also, our special thanks to Commissioner Michael Cox, as well as the director and the mayor, for supporting this program and making this a reality.
1st and 10 at the 11. Smith looking to throw, going into the corner, and is it caught for a touchdown? Let us wait and see. And they're going to call it an interception. Interception by Pal 6. And on the play was number 12 as they confer in the end zone. We'll take a look at it in the replay.
You're at home. You make the call. There's Troy Smith. Tie goes to the offense. Tough call from there.
We have a touchback. Will be red ball, 1st down.
Well, they're going to call it an interception for the Pal 6 Red Dogs as
Antoine Bird Jr.
Antoine Bird Jr. getting the interception.
And again here, you see how they're both coming back to the football. It was a little bit underthrown, but they're going to give it to Bird. It actually was number 12. And We're going to get his number momentarily for you folks.
Antoine Bird.
Antoine Bird. Okay.
So Pal 6 with 3:49 in the football and a 12-0 lead. Here comes Tyus on the quarterback sneak over the 30-yard line. Should have the first down. Pickup of 11 yards on the play. Troy Smith on the tackle.
Again, we're looking at the Muni football action, the Bantamweight division. 13 and 14-year-olds, 16 teams. Started in early August.
Here comes the pitch, fumble. It's picked up by the Glenville A's, and picking it up is Antonio Reed, and he brings them down within the 5.
Well, opportunistic football has been the style of the Glenville A's. And with 2:59 to go, you're talking probably one of the biggest turnovers that they really needed. They needed a big play, and Antonio Reed's going to give it. The knock the football by number 88, Timothy Whiting, and then Reed gets it. And give 20 credit. Now, they could have called it a clip, but I don't think that was worth it. That was a good no call. Nice job by Antonio Reed. And they're actually in great scoring position on the 5-yard line now, Adam. This is a real threat for the Glenville A's now.
First and goal to go for the Glenville A's. Quarterback keeper, here comes Smith diving in, touchdown A's. So they cut the lead to 12-6.
Touchdown for the Glenville A's.
So Troy Smith on the 5-yard run, 12-6.
When everything was looking doomy right here, Troy Smith, and again, he scored touchdown number 10. That's once he scored, folks. That don't count the 11 touchdown passes he threw through the regular season. Second leading scorer in the league was number 3, Troy Smith.
Smith on a keeper once again. He's not going to make it for the extra point as the defense for Pal 6 reads this one easily. Pal still with the lead. So fourth quarter touchdown by Troy Smith cuts the lead in half to 12-6, Tim, and it'll be real interesting to see what happens on this kickoff.
And the Glenville A's have their timeouts left. If the defense can step up and play here, give them an opportunity for another shot, they're right in this ball game again.
So now it'll be up to the Glenville A's defense. They were opportunistic in getting the fumble recovery on the last possession to see if they can do that once again after the kickoff. And you could see, and it looks like they may be lining up for an onside kick. They're going to flood the far side of the field. So with 2:45 left to go in this ball game, the Glenville A's now just down by 6, and Tim, we could see, and they're setting it up for the onside kick.
Well, with 2:45 left, and they've been opportunistic with their kicking and special teams. You can see right now it's been a big concern. Joe Jenkins is actually going to call a timeout to make sure that his team gets the football. We're going to go in the huddle and see what Joe has to say.
8 men up on the line. 8 men up on the line. If you don't fair catch it, baby, just fall on it. You understand? If it doesn't come in your gut, just fall on it. I need, Omar, I need you to flank to the left side. Narvell, you're the only one deep back there. Understand? Everybody else, get ready. Put your hands in front of them.
you line up, get your hands in front of you, okay? If the ball doesn't come field till you clean, drop down. Just fall on it. Don't try to pick it up, just fall on it. Okay? Then it's our offense, and we'll work on the clock after that. Y'all ready, baby?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
CBA! CBA!
Basically, you get the good hands people up front. And he said it right, if you don't field it cleanly and it hits you, just drop on the ball. Let us see what happens. Onside kick as we get ready. There's just one receiver back, and you know what's a possibility? If the ball goes 10 yards, it's anybody's ball. Everybody's flooded to the one side. You could always have one of your linemen come down to the near side if there's nobody around after that 10 yards. Here comes the kick. It goes 10 yards, and it is clean and fielded by number 21 of PAL 6. And that was Tito Moore. So PAL 6 with the lead of 12-6 and the football with 2:41 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, again, it's not the ideal, and I'm sure they have, I mean, they've been winning big, so for them to go out there and execute an onside kick, the odds were against it, but they didn't get the bounce they went, or did they get it high enough where their team could have went in there and actually.
So now it's a matter for PAL 6 to just get a first down to run the clock out, and no penalties.
Well, this will be the test of the Glenville A's defense. If they can hold them here.
Anthony Tyus keeps the football, gains 3 yards.
Okay, seeing the Glenville A's, you know how you grade those plays, offense, defense, which ones did we win? We'll give them the Glenville A's defense on play number 1 here in this crucial series, the nod. With 2nd down and 8, they're going to need to do it at least 2 more times.
What they would like to get one more time is a big fumble recovery. They are looking for that turnover. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. PAL 6 Red Dogs with the football and the lead at 12-6. And we talked about not getting a penalty, and the PAL 6 team getting called with the delay of game, so that moves them back 5 yards.
I was kind of surprised, and I don't know what the Glenville A's timeout situation is.
Well, that stops the clock.
Yeah, but I would have, right after the first down. Then again, he may only have a few timeouts left where he can't do that.
So Anthony Tyus bringing his team to the line of scrimmage, 3 in the backfield. Tyus hands it off to Marcus Moore Jr. He picks up 8 yards on the play as he gets out to the 46-yard line into Glenville A territory. On the tackle, Archie Johnson.
Now, I see a timeout signaled. And I don't know if the A's called it because I didn't see from the official or if it was an official's timeout. And our stat crew's nodding that it was an official's timeout. Our timer should know, right?
Yep,
Adam?
He should know. So Tyus with a third down and long situation puts a knee to the ground, and that'll continue to run the clock. 4th down. What they can do is take a delay of game penalty. That'll knock it under a minute and run the play off, and it looks like Glenville doesn't have any timeouts left. We're at a minute to go in the ball game, 12-6. PAL 6 with the lead.
Now, do you punt here, Adam?
You run it.
You run it.
Run around like a chicken with the head cut off. Try to kill as much time as possible. Under 45 seconds to go. You just don't want to cough up the football. And the sack is made at the 50-yard line. Clock will stop. Now with 38 seconds, that forces the Glenville A's to go deep.
Well, one more time. Can Troy Smith get the time to make the throw? We know he can throw it. We know they can catch it. The Cal 6 defense will have to step up one more time.
The key for the Glenville A's, get the pass completed downfield, get out of bounds to stop the clock. Shotgun formation. Penalty flag is down. The pass completed over to Ziegler. Ziegler cutting into the middle of the field. Bad move as the clock now gets stopped as we have a penalty flag. And it looks like it may go against the Glenville A's. And it will go on the Glenville A's.
And again, you know, we've talked about these penalties, but you cannot be successful if you're not able to get off the ball.
On the offense, 5 yards.
Illegal motion is the call, 5-yard penalty. And for Ziegler, the big mistake there was that he ran towards the middle of the field. He needed to get outside, out of bounds to stop the clock. 26 seconds to go. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. First down and 15. A touchdown will tie the game with 18 seconds and counting. Troy Smith, the quarterback. Quick hit to Watson on the outside. Could not get out of bounds. Good defensive play there by the PAL 6 defense of Michael Denson, and that should do it as they try one more play, and they could not get the ball off, and the PAL 6 Red Dogs come up with the championship win. They tried to, but didn't have enough time on the clock. The final score, PAL 6-12, Glenville A's 6.
Well, folks, stay with us, because when we come back, Desiree will be with our outstanding players on offense and defense right after this.
This is Cleveland Clerk of Courts Earl Turner. I'd like to make you aware of a new service in the Clerk of Courts office that can get you out of lines like that. It's called Pay by Phone. All you need is a touch-tone phone and a Visa or MasterCard. Dial the number on the ticket, and in a matter of minutes, all your parking tickets are paid. Pay by Phone is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from any touch-tone phone. No driving downtown, no standing in lines. Pay by Phone, 216-664-4744.
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee, all the way home.
Hello, children. Today I'm here to tell you that drugs are bad.
Hey, man! Listen to me! Drugs are nowhere, man!
Word is no.
Take 2 hits and you're dead!
Drugs, you won't have any friends. If
I've seen it for myself! Don't get it!
They're not your friends. It's
never win against
just saying.
You hear me, man? Are you listening to me?
You can say that.
Hey, you already know how bad drugs are. It's time to listen to yourself.
It's been a long season, but Muni football is now concluded. It was an excellent game today, although there were plenty of penalties. But with me, I have the offensive and defensive outstanding players of today's game. With me, we have the defensive player, Mr. Antonio Reed, who had 8 tackles and he recovered a fumble during the game. Antonio, I know you wished your team had won, and I could see it in your eyes. What were you and your team members saying at the start of the second half?
We weren't saying too much. We were just trying to win the game.
Okay.
That was about it.
At any time, it appeared to some of us that maybe you guys may have been a little bit tired because you guys were playing throughout the entire game, offense and defense. Did that play into the game at all?
No, not really.
Okay. Your hearts were still strong?
Yeah.
Okay, Coach, it's been a long season, and as I was listening earlier, you and Pal 6 have been together a long time going after these championships. What do you have to say for the season, and what would you say would characterize your team for the season?
That they showed it today. I mean, they never quit. You know, and I my hat go off to Pal 6. I knew it was going to be this kind of game just because of the tradition, you know, of over the years. And I enjoyed myself. My kids fought, but I'll have to come back again. I got to beat Pal 6.
That tradition still lives. All right, well, we'll see you next season. It was a good game. Keep your head up. We also have the offensive player of today's game. We have Mr. Jamel West, who had the 72-yard touchdown for the Pal 6. What were you and your team members saying at the start of the second half?
At the start of the second half, we pretty much thought we had them beat, but we still had to continue the game. We had to get our offensive line to block. After the offensive line started blocking, the hole just started opening, and we just did what we had to do and won.
Okay, you did a good job. Coach, there was momentum going both ways, but then penalties kept stopping the flow of the game. But after it's all said and done, your team came out on top. What do you think of the season?
Well, it was a great season, but I know when I played Coach Clay Thompson, I got my work cut out for me. He had me doing a lot of adjustments, and hey, great game, great game. Okay. And my fellas, they deserve it.
Okay, you did an excellent job. Congratulations to both of you. We're going to take it to Adam and Tim right now so they can conclude us out of the rest of tonight. Good job,
Hold on.
Well, Tim, another fine afternoon. Are we starting now? Well, another fine afternoon of football here at John Marshall High School. And boy, what a game in this bantamweight. Unfortunately, we had a lot of penalties in the game, but the end result, a Pal 6 win, 12-6 over the Glenville A's.
Well, I think one of the factors that we now realize is that the Glenville A's had a great season. The competition in that division that they came through, I don't think was aggressive as the ones that the Pal 16 went through. It was a good division, but the more competitive division was the one that Pal 6 went through. So when the Glenville A's came in here, they came in here on a roll, but they didn't feel against a team like Pal 6 is going to come up there and they're going to hit, and they're going to block, and they're going to tackle, and they're going to be aggressive. And when it hit them, it really frustrated them.
And we did see a lot of good hitting in this game, a lot of penalties that really cut down the offenses in this matchup. But in the long run, it was a big touchdown run for Pal 6 that came up, and some great passing. We've seen some great quarterbacks in this game, but the end result is a 12-6 win for Pal 6.
Yeah, Jamal West was the key run, but we talked about it at halftime, that offensive line. I mean, they did a tremendous job in the second half for Pal 6. And, you know, Clay Thompson said before the ball game, hey, the team that's the most aggressive is the team that's probably going to win the ball game, and he was right on it.
Absolutely, but it ends a great day of football here at John Marshall as Pal 6 winning a couple of titles, and really just a great afternoon.
Yeah, we'd like to take this time to thank the many sponsors that have been involved with the program, the City of Cleveland, as well as the Board of Education, and the president of the league, Leonard Jackson, the director of the league, Joe Wise, as well as for you, Adam, coming out here and being a part, and the many sponsors of those organizations that have been putting their teams through and getting them ready, the volunteer coaches, and of course, where would we be without Desiree Powell? Desi, come in. Come on in here, Desiree. You knew we were going to get you in here. I mean, we've got through the cold weather. We avoided the rain, and it turned out to be one of those seasons where it really turned out to be a nice day.
There were some good matches. I was glad to be here to see it myself in person. It was great.
Well, thanks for being a part of this. And Adam, it's been just one of those years again. It seems like it gets better and better.
Absolutely, just better and better. And, you know, as we always do, we let you finish it out.
Well, we have a saying in the city of Cleveland that we're in this for the children of the city, and we're out here to give you the best services possible. If you liked what you saw here today in Muni football, and you might have a youngster who might want to get in this program in 1999, have them pick up that phone and call Joe Wise at 664-2322. Remember, we're going to start up around the middle of July with practice, and the season will kick off in August again for the right to come back one more time. Our special thanks to CLV TV35, as well as the Pepsi sponsor, the Board of Education, the City of Cleveland, and many people that we cannot mention here today. Thanks for being a part of this for 1998.
We hope you enjoyed today's game. Make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, TV20 Cleveland, and subscribe to get the latest videos. I'm Christian Patterson. Thanks for watching TV20 Classic Sports.